There was one situation in Toronto where they had, I went to Walmart first thing in the morning, very early. I had been staying at my friend's house, and I went out very early, intentionally early. Because when they do these things, you know, when it's early, there's not as many people around, and it stands out. So of course they had the cops waiting just at the corner. I just got the footage of them. I walk by. I go into the store, and there's some woman acting really weird when I first enter. And I figured, okay, I know what this is. So I just walked through. I think she was there when I first went in. But anyway, at any rate, I get my stuff, I come out. As I'm coming out, she's by the exit. I think she was there both times, when I entered and when I exited. I'll have to watch the video. Although I think I cut the glasses off when I went into the store, because I don't usually film in stores that often unless something really weird happens. So, but I did have footage when I was coming out, and she was kind of standing there where the security guard would be, near the door at Walmart. So as I'm coming out, she comes right kind of behind me. And then I cross over, and she follows along on the opposite side of the street, and she starts just shrieking continually, as if, you know, extremely like loud, like as if she was in pain or whatever. Just these really loud guttural screams, as if, you know, the sounds you would make if you were being whatever, tormented or something like that. Just non-stop, and everything else was pretty quiet. There weren't many people around. So she's on one side of the street directly across from me, and I'm there. So that was so because there were apartments kind of right there where I was walking, so that someone would look outside and see me on the one side and hear her just absolutely shrieking. And so it's set up so they can create false scenarios, and record with their phones and say, you know, look what we see here. This person's over here, and then this person is just shrieking on the other side of the street. He must have done something to her or whatever. So those are things they'll do. Another thing they've tried to do multiple times, and I've recorded these situations too, and I can show examples of them. They'll have someone get on public transit or whatever, start just shrieking or causing an outburst. And in the one case, they had the guy screaming racial slurs at other people on the transit, and then he comes and sits down in front of me and continues to do it. And they have phones on there, so I'm sure they had at least one of these people was recording it, so that they could try and present this to other people and say that I was doing it, because he sat near me. So I moved away right away when I saw what he was doing, and I captured the footage as well, which was good, because if I didn't have that, I mean, they could still go to other people and attempt to lie about it, to use it as slander, but I captured the footage. Another time what they did, this is for the same reason, what they did here. This one is not too long ago. I'm getting off public transit. They have a guy getting off as well. He gets out, he walks right kind of in front of me as I've gotten off, and he starts screaming about Trump or some nonsense, and saying that, talking about he wants, you know, acts of violence and stuff like this. And he goes up, walks up right just in front of me. Now there were people recording that, I know there were, so that they could conflate it to make it seem like I was screaming at the same. That's why they had the guy right close to me. So again, they'll try and create fake scenarios to make it look like the person who they're harassing is saying something that they're absolutely not. That they have to do that, right? Because they have nothing to justify these things. And then what they do with those scenarios is they doctor it up in some cases, or they just present it from an angle where you can't really fully see who's saying the things, and say, oh, this guy's saying it or whatever, because the guy was very close to me. And he exited the turnstiles just I believe it was just in front of me. That was at Rito Center that occurred. But so what they'll do, they use that for slander. They use that to try and go to people to enlist them, to say, well, look at what this guy's doing, we have to watch him. I know that's what they did with those situations, and I can show very concise examples of that, and that's what they were doing. Oh, look at this here, the crow. It's kind of ominous, right under the grave there. It's an ominous image right there. The black crow right in the grave. And then it goes right above me here, look at that. Wow, that's kind of creepy. Of course, the occult symbolism of the black crow. Representative of, what is it? Representative of death or the spirit world, I think. I think that's what it is, anyway. It's creepy imagery, for sure. It's weird how there always seem to be so many black crows around, too. They just tend to turn up where I go for some reason. I don't know why. It's odd. Outside, you can hear it. Because there's cameras in here, right? So there's cameras in the house, as I said. As soon as I put my jacket on, as you can see, I got my jacket on here. Just getting ready to leave. And the door opens, and the guy goes right outside as I'm about to leave, on cue. Okay. Hello? Doesn't say anything. Just goes out and sits right in front of the... So you see, as soon as I exit the doors, goes and sits up in front of the house right as I'm leaving, holding a phone out. I've never seen that guy before, so he must be somebody who's renting upstairs. Somebody new there. So, Got that one for the records there. I captured also there, just as I was about to leave, you could just hear the door opening and him going out to sit out there in the front. So again, further proof, 100% proof. There's cameras in the house, or some type of monitoring device is being utilized to have them do that. Because I've shown you how many times that's happened, right, since being here. Utilizing different people to do that. So I'll check it out right as I get here, okay? Right the moment I get here. Second I get here. As soon as I step outside here. Notice what he does. So he pulls up and just does a U-turn around there. Going back out the other side the moment I get here. You see this here. That's criminal. Again, continued criminal stalking the moment I arrive. And it's consistent with things that are referred to as disruption tactics. Hello? Hello? Do you happen to know from this area here, how would I get to Lee's station? Bus or walking, whichever. You don't know where Lee's is, huh? Yeah. I know I heard it's close by to here. I'm just not sure of the exact location. Yeah. Yeah.
3103 Alpha, 3104. 3104 Alpha, we're just talking to the mill right now.
Probably about, what would it be, 10 minutes, 15?
Yeah, 7 minutes.
Yeah. So, 7 minutes.
No, sorry. That's by car.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh, up this way though, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Have to go all around.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Let's see what that was. He showed up there literally the moment I came out, and he drives around and does a U-turn there. And he's just gonna sit there now. He's probably gonna sit there till for a short time and drive off. He's not dealing with anything. You can see that that falls right in line with CSIS disruption tactics, which I've spoken about, and you can look up what they describe with what they do. And that falls right in line with the disruption tactic. So the moment I step outside, an Ottawa Police car drives up, does a U-turn right in front. And the reason I just spoke to him there is I wanted to get him on camera and show you the people who are involved in doing these things. And that was all. So sometimes what I'll do is ask for directions. He's coming back out here now, I think it looks like. Yeah. You'll see here. No, he's not. Okay, there's another car. So yeah, that's what I'll do sometimes. Once in a while I'll ask for directions He's well aware of the videos I've put up exposing them too. The car number was 7422. So. Still there. Yeah, he's still sitting there, is he? Yeah, he's still sitting there. So they just set up like a fake call, but you could see he arrived literally the moment I stepped out of the station there. He pulled up there, so good to get that. So as I left tonight, again, you have a guy going out, receives a notification on his phone to go and stand outside as I'm leaving. I'd never seen that guy before, actually. I guess he was somebody new who they brought in upstairs. Maybe he just moved in recently. I'd never seen him before. So he came outside. You could hear the door opening right as I had my coat on. I just started to put my coat on to leave, and you could hear the door opening. I'm pretty sure my glasses picked it up. And then as I go outside, he's waiting there just sitting in the front, staring at a phone. And then tonight, as soon as I come out of the train station, you can see how quiet everything else was there. So no reason for that officer to be there at all other than my arrival. And I'm glad I got him there on camera, and he'll be on YouTube soon. So yeah, that's car number 7422. Criminal stalking from the Ottawa Police. You can see there as well from looking at the officer. Sorry. You could see there as well from looking at the officer that he was not wearing a body camera. Conveniently, the Ottawa Police don't wear body cameras, despite the fact that they're working in the capital of the country. And that's up for obvious reasons, because they're involved in drug trafficking, staging fake events, lying incessantly, protecting criminals. So if you have body cameras on when you're doing things like that, now certainly they could shut them off when they wanted to, at times if they wanted to. So they don't have them here. In Toronto, they have the officers wearing them, and they do the same things in Toronto. It's not, I mean, it's worse there actually. But in terms of the police harassment there, it's more extreme. I found it anyway. But that's just because there's more people there too. So what was I going to say? But they don't wear them here, body cameras at all. And that's the same thing I asked the other head constable the other time. I know where Lee's station is anyway. It's just the station just before this one, and I already know where it is. But it's just an excuse to get them on camera, because if you try and get footage of them, they can try and make some and stand near the car until you get footage of them, a clear footage. They can make up lies and say you're being suspicious or whatever. So if I go to them and just ask for directions, they can't say anything about that then. I'll only do that if I can't see them too, because if it's sometimes dark, nighttime, you can't see them. I don't do it every time anyway. Only at times when you're able to kind of do that without any issues. But obviously this stalker here knows about my videos as well. He was not one of the goons who they sent the last time, but he's aware of my material. He's aware that I've exposed them extensively, and so there'll be some more material there. 7422. So it seems like we're going to have quite a bit of activity this week. So interesting, considering the fact that I didn't upload anything. Look at it again here now. Different car here. Okay, different car. You can see that. The police there. Different cars. So one as I showed up, one as I walked out of the station, and then one as I come down here, driving right in front of me here. Let's see if I can see the car. I think it'll be gone by the time if I try to see the car number from here, or if I try to walk down. It's a red light now. Let me just see. Take a quick look. You can see them there. Drove right in front of me. Again, consistent with disruption tactics, what CSIS describes as disruption tactics, which essentially amount to criminal harassment. It's not disruption of anything, because you're not actually dealing with real criminals or terrorists. You're protecting criminals. So there's another Ottawa police car right there. You can see them doing absolutely no legitimate work and harassing and stalking law-abiding citizens. I'm just on my way to my job tonight. And this is the other car here, I think, is it? Let me see if that's it. I think it is, yeah. Let's look here. Yeah, that's him there, coming up there. The other one, he's left there. He was the one who was at the station. You can see him over here. There's absolutely no crime in this area too. You could tell there was nothing there other than my arrival. My arrival was the reason he pulled in there. And they get paid to set up acting skits, fake acting skits. While real crime is going on, they enable real crime. They enable the drug trade, and they ensure that protected drug dealers can operate freely. And that's why you see these horrible scenes all throughout the country, places like Vancouver, and the stalker there, and you can see him here. Light's green, he's just idling there at the light there. So that's their job, is to harass and stalk law-abiding citizens and ensure that crack, meth, heroin are freely distributed. Now look at this, check this out here, okay? So literally the whole way as I'm going to work tonight, you can see these creeps here. Okay, that's what they're doing. And they're trying to draw me over to have some interaction with them. Like previously, I'm not going to have any interaction other than to get the information of the criminals. Again, the Ottawa Police protect child molesters. They allow crack dealers, meth dealers, criminal gangs to operate freely. And high-level officers receive a cut of the money for the distribution of hard narcotics. So the way it works is if a dealer isn't protected by the police, then they will bust them, take the drugs and whatnot, and the profits, seize the profits, and then ensure that their protected drug dealers can operate freely. In other words, those who pay off the police. So that people like criminal Eric Stubbs, who's the Ottawa Police chief, they have to make sure they get their cut of the earnings. The earnings from the suffering and misery of others. And so, you know, you can see it from my previous videos, I've exposed these criminals. They're almost all Masons, almost all Freemasons. And if you connect the dots, you can see them involved in all kinds of destructive activities. And their hope there is to get some interaction where I argue with them or something. I don't argue with these idiots. The other time I told them directly who they were, that Freemasons were child molesters, and that the Kabbalah endorses that type of thing, which is absolutely the truth. Doesn't mean that every single Mason is that, but it means that if you're a part of an organization where things like that are going on, and you turn a blind eye to it, I mean, what does that say about you, right? And again, an organization that is working to enact all of the tyranny that you see, they are utilizing people from within that organization to do these things. So you can see there, right as I arrive, he drives up right on cue. I speak to him briefly to get directions. Again, I didn't nearly need directions, I just wanted to get the criminal on camera and do so in a way where he couldn't complain or say it's suspicious. And so upon doing so, I walk up here. I'm just taking an alternate route to work tonight, a little bit of a longer route. And as I walk up here, immediately another Ottawa Police car appears just in front of me, harassment and intimidation again. And then the other guy who had been parked there idling, waiting for me to arrive, then drives back around and meets with the other car so that I'll see it, it's coordinated. And again, disruption tactics used not against criminals or terrorists, but against law-abiding Canadian citizens. And these are the people who take part in it. I'm glad I'm able to capture some footage of them whenever possible. So that was one of them there tonight. And they're given specific instructions with regards to how to deal with people who they're harassing in this manner. But don't be fooled by the fact that the way they conduct themselves sometimes seems professional. They're psychopaths, and psychopaths can conduct themselves in that way, in a deceitful way. And it's a prerequisite that you be a psychopath to be a member of one of these organizations. Because only a psychopath would knowingly take part in those things. Knowing what they're doing is harassing people who've done nothing wrong. You wouldn't take part in that if you had any integrity or any basic human decency. And they've long since rooted out all of the people who might object to such activities from these organizations. So don't listen to these people who go around saying, oh no, there's some good cops, some bad cops. Absolutely untrue in this country. Absolutely untrue. These are criminal sociopaths, and they have to, sociopaths are also some of them are very intelligent, and they know how to conduct themselves. And so they're going to conduct themselves in a manner that where it comes off as being professional to those who see it, but you got to look at their activities and what they're doing, and that's what you got to look at. Like, would anyone other than a psychopath burst out laughing during what the media is telling people is an active shooter situation? I mean, even if it was an active shooter situation, first of all, and you're bursting out laughing, then you've got some screws loose, for sure. And you're not fit to be in the position. If it wasn't an active shooter situation and you lied about the whole thing, and then you're just bursting out laughing because you lied to the public, that says just as much about your personality, who you are, and your integrity, right? So one of those two things is the case. Either it was an active shooter situation and he just started laughing, bursting out laughing while looking at the cameras, or option B, it wasn't, which is obviously the case. And he was laughing to mock people about the fact that they staged an event to lie to the public, okay? So again, those are the types of people. When I say they're psychopaths, that's what I mean. Because only a psychopath would conduct themselves in such a way. But they can put on a front and pretend, to be professional and all this. They're criminals and they're psychopaths, pure and simple.